So here's the original wheels. I had bought some takeoff wheels and tires last week for this wrecked Super Duty. Here's what the new replacements look like. These are aluminum. They have a less aggressive tread, a lot better for highway. Anyway, now I'm working on moving this axle forward. As you can see, it's shifted back. It's about maybe close to 6 inches. I don't know what it hit it, but it sheared the center bolt off, the center leaf spring bolt. So I bought a new bolt today at the local auto supply store. So this has to go up through. This locks the springs together and the rear axle together, because the original one sheared right off into little pieces when this thing got shifted back. So I'll put this bolt in, and then I have it come along hooked up so I can winch the axle assembly forward on this side of the vehicle, and then hopefully put the U-bolts back in and lock it together, and then at least hopefully the axle is straight at that point. I'll likely take it in later for a wheel alignment just to make sure I got everything true. I have to replace the shock, and the drive shaft has damage. There I have the bolt in. See the head there. It'll go into a hole that's in this block that locks it in place. Now I'm gonna snug up this nut, get it close. I want to leave it slightly loose so I can pivot this block back and forth until I get the U-bolts in place, the saddle U-bolts. That might be close enough for now. Then I will attempt to pull this axle forward, and then I loosen the U-bolts on the driver's side of the axle so it can twist. Now it moves much easier. I think I'm getting very close to its final position. Let this jack down some more. I let it down some already. Put some more pressure on the spring, and I'll tighten that center bolt. There for now. So the center bolt, I couldn't find it on the Ford website. I had to measure the existing one. It's 7/16 diameter and 6 inches long. And I bought it at the local auto supply store. It's a Dorman brand bolt. It was less than $5. Snug, I'll tighten it more later. I should be able to let this come along, release, and I can tighten these U-bolts, get that saddle positioned correctly. I tighten the U-bolts on both sides of the rear axle, let it down, and now I'm gonna take it for a little drive. Steering wheel is way off. About 90 degrees. Seems like it doesn't turn very sharp to the left. Got the fender off. You see they put some kind of urethane foam adhesive or sealant between this flange and the fender, so you have to run a putty knife to separate it from the fender. Otherwise it's pretty much straightforward. Just unbolt it and peel it away. With broken headlight yet. Got the bumper off. I have one, should be arriving in a few days, I hope. I'll see everything connected until I get the new bumper here, then I'll unplug all the wires and then transfer it directly over to the new bumper. Right now, working on getting the front wheels aligned with the back wheels. So the whole front axle assembly is shifted over to the driver's side. I'm estimating about 2 inches. Like it actually sticks out like 2 inches beyond the fender just about. So I have to shift it over to the passenger side. So to do that, I found that the track bar is bent. So you can see the bar I just took off has much more arch than the new replacement here. And just looking at the overall length, it appears approximately 2 inches. But I'm hoping that takes care of it. I'll put this new bar in, and hopefully that will align the front end where it's supposed to be. So I've got the track bar up in here now. I just have to tighten the nuts. So the driver's side, you go reach right over the wheel, and there's the bracket. Impact in there like so. Not a whole lot of room to work, but it's enough. So I got the blocking out. It's back on its front wheels. I can't tell for certain if the front wheels are where they're supposed to be. It definitely brought them closer to alignment, if not right on. Good news, the brand new bumper came this morning for my 2023 Super Duty. I bought it through eBay from a company in Texas. It's a brand new takeoff. It's like 730 bucks thereabouts to have it delivered to my door. So I'm pretty pleased with it. It looks to be in good condition. Haven't found any damage. It was wrapped up pretty good. Now it's a matter of undoing the wiring from my original bumper and the halogen fog lamps, and then transferring it to the new replacement bumper. So a lot of these barb clips, just a matter of prying off with this plastic pry tool. It's coming apart pretty good so far. There's damage around the slide. I'm hoping it's okay. I'll find out when I take it apart. Looks like maybe some 8mm screws. Hold the bracket on, and I can transfer that to the other bumper and then mount it onto the pickup. I just installed a new headlight, and now I'm going to install the bumper. Really, I'll have to remove the bumper later to install the replacement fender when I find one. Hoping to find one pre-painted, but I may have to buy a brand new one from Ford. But anyway, for now I want to put the bumper on so I can take it for a test drive, see how the steering works after I put that new track bar in. So I got all the wiring transferred over to this new bumper. The one fog lamp has damage, so I'm going to try and find a new replacement. I probably could have glued it back together, but I'd prefer to have a brand new one in good condition. Being this is a nearly new pickup, I want to make it nice. So anyway, now I'm going to put this up there and see how it goes. So I have all the bolts in place, ready to line up with the frame. I have all these clips to hold them in place. And then there are these nut plates that go on behind the brackets. A little funky, but anyway, get those bolts lined up. It should hold itself in place until I get the nut plates lined up, and I can spin the bolts in, I hope. Bumper is on. Didn't put the trim panels on yet, being I'll have to remove it again or put the fender on. the bottom air dam, I think the bumper may have came from a F350 or maybe an F450, whereas this is a F250, so it rides a little lower. So I'll have to take my old spoiler, chin spoiler, and put it on this bumper, because that's a big difference. Driving in deep snow, it could rip that thing right off. So this new one must be at least 2 inches shorter, so that'll make a difference. So it's looking a little better. I got my new short box unloaded, waiting to put on my F250 that I'm repairing. But it came with the low-end taillights. Came with these taillights, and I needed the kind with the backup sensors in them. They have a black band that the sensor is built into, plus they have LED backup lights built into them. So with the high price of that type of tail light, I ended up buying an entirely additional pickup bed that had them in. So this came with the proper tail lights that I need, and now my goal is to resell this 8-foot F350 1-ton dually bed. At least that's the plan. So this bed came with a bumper that I needed, but I had already bought the bumper with the sensors in. So now I have an extra bumper. I'll end up selling that. I have a new receiver hitch came with it, and I have fifth wheel framework and the ball assembly that are inside the cab of my pickup right now. Plus an additional tailgate with the backup camera in it. So yeah. So had to buy, or didn't have to, but I bought this entire bed just for the tail lights. So I'm hoping it pays off. So here's the tail lights I speak of. This is called, acronym is BLISS. Blind spot information system, I believe. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but anyway, that's what it is. So as you can see, this tail lamp is broken, and this side is really broken. But you can see the inner workings. You can see the LED lights here for the LED diodes for the backup lamp. And then it just has regular incandescent tail lamps on top and bottom, and then the whole sensor assembly. So I found that when you price out these, like on eBay for example, they're asking like 700 bucks a piece for the tail lamps, but then they don't even come with the backup sensor. So I haven't priced the sensor, but that might be a couple $100, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, tail lamps are very expensive when they have those extra sensors in them.